Hello and welcome to Habano News. I made a video a few days ago with a list of cigars that the best specialists were recommended. I asked them to recommend 5 cigars to age. And some people wrote to me to say, thank you very much for the list, very useful. But why and how do you age cigars? The aim of this video is to explain to you why people age cigars and how. So, I went on internet. First, I must say, it's not a perfect science. I have been smoking for 30 years, sometimes 3 to 5 cigars a day, many Cubans. I have been storing cigars for 25 years and aging them. And it is not a perfect science. You learn all the time. I've been making mistakes, especially 25 years ago. There was no temperature control, humidors, and humidity you have to struggle with. So I used to put and Boveda did not exist either. So you were managing it the best way you could. So now it's easier than before, for sure. But I see too many people trying to be technical, too much technology involved, and people debating whether 65 or 68, 70 or even 60 is better to age. So I've looked, I've read, I went and I've got some feedback from some people who've been aging cigars for 50 years. People who know even more than me. And to the question, why do you age cigars? The answer is to develop complexity, to provide balance, and someone said to bring the cigar, to the peak of its flavor. I think it's the best definition. You get a cigar, you smoke it, it's good, or not that good. With experience, you know it can be better, and aging will make it better. How long for? This you don't know. On average, 10 years make it usually much better. Doesn't work with every cigar. If the cigar is bad at the beginning, it won't get better. If the cigar is a bit clogged, then a bit of time will help, because with aging, cigars tend to lose some of the water, the oil inside, and they look drier, a bit like a Toscano. Toscano are dry cigars, made in Italy. It's about the same feeling. It looks drier, it seems to shrink. It has shrunk. You look at the ring, it's quite loose. So with time, cigars tend to shrink, even in a perfect state of control, humidity and temperature. So sometimes younger cigars, they tend to be harsh, bitter or acidic. A couple of days ago, I smoked a Monte Cristo No. 2, and believe me, I didn't enjoy it at all. And this cigar, it's not the first time it happens to me. It was a 2023 cigar. This cigar will be, without doubt, much better in a few years. So the concept of aging is, first, you keep the cigar in its box. Some people buy desk humidors. These desk humidor, table humidors, they're very good. But they're very good to put on your desk or on your table. They are not aging. They are not made to age your cigars. They are made to keep your cigars in different rooms. They're accessible. You can put a Boveda inside, it's perfect. But to age cigars, you need to have a cupboard. You need to have an Adorini cupboard. You can get a Racing cupboard, an Habano. There are many good products on the market. I know my friend, one of my friends has just bought a Racing, is very happy with it. Beautiful, beautiful. They can even combine wine and cigars. You can control temperature, you can control humidity. Habano, I made a video about them in Cuba. Great company, great products. So rule number one, you age cigars in that box. The best boxes to put are 50 caps because the cigars are in a wheel and they age very, very well. So this is why we age cigars, is you get the cigars to the peak of their flavor. Because there's no sign on the box to tell you when it's better, well, you try. You smoke one cigar, and then if you think it's still a bit bitter, doesn't have, everything is not aligned, the flavors are not melted together as it should be, wait another year and try it again. That's it. That's how you age cigars. It's like bottle wine, you're better off waiting. So target 10 years, can be longer, can be 20 years. Even 5 or 6 years will help it too. How you age cigars? As I said, cupboard, humidor, temperature control, humidity control, and then starts the big debate. What should it be? And that now everybody knows. Everybody knows better than anybody because they've read this or that. I can tell you, I've read all the books available. I speak to most of the people who have large collections like me. I speak to professionals like AJ. There is no set rule. Some people go for 18 degrees, some for 15 degrees. So let's say the range in temperature is 15 to 18. What you have to understand is that before Sino Davidoff, who invented the humidor, people did not humidify cigars. They were smoking them the way they kept them at home. If the cigars were in your cellar, the cellar was humid, the cigars were humid. If they were in your drawing room, in your lounge, and you had central heating, then your cigars were dry. In the UK, for example, many years ago, people kept their cigars at 55% humidity. It is called the dry British style. Why was that? Because the importers of cigars were paying excise and duty on the weight of their cigars. So if you keep your cigars at 55 instead of 60, you reduce your tax bill by nearly 10%. So once again, it is not a perfect science. So Dunhill, for example, they have a huge collection of cigars. They used to make cigars before 1991 in Cuba. They recommend 60 to 65 humidity. Habanos recommend 65 to 70 with 16 to 18 temperature. I know that some people keep their cigar at 62 or 63, or closer to 60 for long aging. So it's not a perfect science. So I guess that I would say between 16 and 18 temperature and 65 humidity is good. If it's 66 or it's 68 or 64, it's not an issue. It's not a big issue. What you have to avoid is big fluctuations because the cigar will just get the water in, then it will move in size and it's not good because then it starts to crack. And then also outside you will see some signs that it has suffered from lack of humidity or too much humidity. So you set the temperature, you set the humidity level, and that is fine. And don't worry, because most of the humidors are not perfect. So if you check between the top and the bottom, you have sometimes 2% or 3% humidity difference. It happens. So what you have to do, you rotate your boxes. And every 3 months, you open each box and you check. Make sure there's no mold. Make sure nothing is leaking in your humidor. That way, you can check your cigars, look at them, and make sure they're fine. And you touch them slowly. You touch them, you feel them. Okay? It has to be still soft, not too soft. but cannot be dry. Make sure that the cigars are good. With time, this is going to be straightforward and easy to do. So I hope I gave you all the information you needed and wanted. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Come back to me, and I would be very, very happy to reply to your comments and questions. Goodbye.